The home of Manx stock here at Onchan Raceway, and we kickstart today with the junior rods after what was a manic meeting 7 days ago. And in the junior rods out there on the track, we have number 10 Kian Staniford, number 58 is Rio Osborne, 41 is Nicole Astelbert, and then the back duo of 825 Kian Pears and the red machine of 26 Shannon Moore. It's an 8-lap contest to kickstart today's race meeting. There is the green flag. We're racing for the first time today. Number 10 Kian Staniford first through, and a trio of cars fly past the main stand here. It was headed by 41 Nicole Astelbert, but 825 Kian Pears has overtaken both 58 Rio Osborne and 41 Astelbert to move into second place early on in this race. 26 Shannon Moore within touching distance of 58 Rio Osborne in fifth place as it stands. Number 10 Staniford with a very healthy lead in the early stages of this 8-lap race. But 825 Kian Pears has had a remarkable season so far, and he wants to kickstart this meeting with a victory with that highly coveted checkered flag. That's what they're all after. It's been with a chance of topping that podium, and Kian Pears has done that season. No change. It's still number 10 Kian Staniford ahead of 825 Kian Pears, and a long way back 41 Nicole Astelbert is in third, but she's under pressure from 58 Rio Osborne and 26 Shannon Moore as well. It's very place at the moment. In that top order, in positions 1, pole position with 3 good lead, and you say his odds of victory of this afternoon's race meeting. 41 Astelbert, 58 Rio Osborne has been very, very close behind, following Nicole Astelbert. And number 10 Kian Staniford, 825 Kian Pears is chasing Kian Staniford, but it looks like it's just going to be a bridge too far for Kian Pears to catch up with the man who's led all throughout this race. The checkered flag is being readied round the final bend. The checkered flag is waving for number 10 Kian Staniford. Kian Pears, 825, does indeed finish in second place. It'll be interesting to see who gets third now. 41 Nicole Astelbert has held on to it for pretty much the entire race and does indeed see the job through, holding on to third. 58 Rio Osborne fourth, Shannon Moore in car 26 in fifth place. And that was ultimately a comfortable victory for the young driver who's got the opening win of the afternoon. Put your hands together as he goes round for his victory lap for number 10, Kian Staniford. Confirmation, your race winner, number 10, Kian Staniford. Is Ian Neal. 101 this afternoon is Big Sav. That's Mike Savino. He had a great week, finishing strongly with 2 victories from his final 2 races. And that was enough to see him top the podium ahead of Nick Ford, who's a notable absentee today. He's wrapped up the championship. That's his. But he's not here today, so somebody else will have to take the spotlight. The green flag waving once again. Turnbull first through, followed by 101 Mike Savino with a blistering start from him. 53 Josh French just seems to be losing a bit of power going round that first corner. And 337 Lee Merriweather overtakes him to slide into 3rd position. 538 Ian Neal just ahead of number 12 Tom Hanley, which is Tom Hanley, I'm reliably informed. Well, it was a comfortable victory for Cian Staniford, that young man in the junior rods. Will it be the same for 357 Jamie Turnbull, who has a bit of a history of starting strongly? His problem so far this season for him is just being, or lasting the distance in the races. This is a 10-lapper, so slightly longer than the previous race in the junior rods. That allows more time for the other drivers out there on the track to get the business done, as 53 Josh French and 538 Ian Neal just trading places there. And again, it looks like 53 French just losing a bit of power as he goes around the corner and onto that back straight, and that's allowed 12 Tom Hanley to catch up with Josh French and try to overtake him on the outside, going round turn 3 and into turn 4, and indeed he has overtaken Josh French. 357 Turnbull is leading. He's actually catching up with 53 Josh French, which will just pose a few problems for him, a bit of traffic to deal with for the leaders out there on the track. 357 Turnbull has now been caught up by 101 Mike Savino. 337 Lee Merriweather just a bit further back. He'll be wanting to exploit any potential hold-ups for the leaders and catch up with them and make this an intense battle for the first checkered flag in the production rods this afternoon. Bit of contact there between 101 Mike Savino and 357 Jamie Turnbull. But again, 53 Josh French causing problems for Savino. He was stuck behind him, and that allowed 357 Jamie Turnbull to evade the danger and cling on to pole position. But for how long? Because 101 Mike Savino seems to have the bit between his teeth, just colliding there with an infield marker tyre there. Could that prove costly? Again, the slight bit of contact as they go around the final turn on the inside. 101 Mike Savino trying to power his way into the lead, and indeed he has now done that in the closing stages of this opening production rods race of the afternoon. 101 Savino has left it late, but he is now in the lead as he goes around the final bend and takes the checkered flag ahead of 357 Jamie Turnbull. 337 Lee Merriweather is in 3rd. Well, that was a real battle out there on the track. For much of the race, it looked as if 357 Turnbull would start the meeting with victory. Big Sav, Mike Savino. Agony for Turnbull. Confirmation, your race winner, number 101, Mike Savino. him 23, Gemma Moore. Number 77 is Robert Hooper. 24 is Lee Jordan. 7 to 8, Tom Westbrook. And number 16, Gary Krellin. Always drama when these cars are out on the track. And this is the first meeting for the 2020 Sword of State in the Bangers. Plenty at stake, plenty of talented drivers competing in it. Who will claim victory in the first race in the Bangers this afternoon? We are racing squares first through. You're going to hear with 16 and 23, that's Gary Krellin and Gemma Moore respectively. They're just trading places. Gemma Moore speeding away down that back straight. And an early collision between 171 Ryan Edmonds and 666 Nick Hollister. And it seems as if 171 Ryan Edmonds has come worst off there as he careered into the back of 666 Nick Hollister. And the yellow flag's waving as 24 Lee Jordan has another go into 666 Nick Hollister. He's in the thick of the action in the early stages of this. And 666 Nick Hollister just lying infield with 171 Ryan Edmonds. There is movement from his car with the yellow flags waving. He's stranded near the outer safety fence. Well, they always promise action and they always deliver. Early collision with 7 to 8 Tom Westbrook and 666 Nick Hollister not taking part in the restarted race. We do have out there though 30 William Kane, or known as Squares, 23 Gemma Moore, 16 is Gary Krellin, 24 Lee Jordan, 77 is Robert Hooper, and having problems very early on, 171 Ryan Edmonds has just taken a very, very wide line there while Squares, but he recovers well and doesn't make any contact with the outer fencing. 23 Gemma Moore and 16 Gary Krellin involved in a straight foot race here as 171 Ryan Edmonds tries to rejoin the action again, but his car evidently having trouble there. And again, 30 William Squares handbrake on as he goes down turn 4, takes it wide again. This time he does clatter into that outer safety fencing, but he still holds on to that lead. 171 Ryan Edmonds struggling round, smoke emanating from his car as he desperately tries to get going again. Squares maintains pole position, 16 Gary Krellin in second, followed by 23 Gemma Moore. Interestingly, before that restart, 23 Gemma Moore had got away from 16 Gary Krellin, speeding away down that back straight. No such luck for her in the early parts of the restart. And again, battering the outer safety fence a third time. Well, 30 William Kane and that outer safety fence, very well acquainted. It's the second time he's made contact with it, having difficulty with that final bend. It is a very quick track here at Onchan. 16 Gary Krellin has assumed the lead with 30 William Kane watching on from the centre. 23 Gemma Moore by virtue moving into second place, and 77 Robert Hooper in third, still trying to make his way around his one. With 16 Gary Krellin trying to catch up with 24 Lee Jordan and lap him. Been significantly fewer collisions between the cars since the restart. There are now 4 cars, it appears, which will not finish this race. 7 to 8 Tom Westbrook and 666 Nick Hollister didn't make the restart. 171 Ryan Edmonds has been struggling ever since that restart, and 30 William Kane just flirted with danger one too many times, and it's proved costly with 16 Gary Krellin now in the box seat in firm control of this race ahead of 23 Gemma Moore and 77 Robert Hooper. And it looks like it is going to be Krillin claiming that first checkered flag of the Banger Racing this afternoon. 1 lap to go then. Is there to be a final twist in this race? 77 Robert Hooper. He'll be thinking he may be able to snatch a second place finish here, but 16 Gary Krellin, no danger for him now as he rounds that final turn, crossing the line. An opening victory for him this afternoon. And Hooper settling for third place, 24 Lee Jordan in fourth, the only other driver to finish this race. The opening sort of state meet for 2020. And it's a brilliant start for number 16 Gary Krellin. Warm applause from this brilliant crowd at Onchan Raceway for the opening banger winner of the afternoon. Give it up for number 16, Gary Krellin. Confirmation, your race winner, number 16, Gary Krellin. From making it 2 from 2. Cian Staniford won't want that though. He wants to maintain the perfect record at this meeting. Also out there, 41 is Nicole Astle-Burt. Rio Osborne is in car 58 this afternoon. 26 is Shannon Moore. And 825 in Piers. And those of you who've been regular visitors to Onchan Raceway this season will know that Cian Piers has had a brilliant season, wanting to add to his winning tally this afternoon. Early on in the campaign, he formed a great on-track rivalry with 33 Shane Ellison, but he's not involved in these final meetings this season after he went back to the UK to finish his schooling. These are young drivers between 10 and 16, and 825 Cian Piers there with a great start to go past 26 Shannon Moore and then 41 Nicole Astle-Burt, a move into third very, very early on, almost immediately. And that will set the pace for this contest. 10 Cian Staniford was streets ahead of his nearest challenger on the track in the last race, and that was 825 Cian Piers. 58 Rio Osborne will now be nervously looking over his shoulder, seeing 825 Cian Piers just advancing. He's got such power in that car, has Cian Piers, and he's caught up with 58 Rio Osborne, who now has a job on his hands to fend off that competition from 825 Cian Piers, a man who is no stranger to success at Onchan Raceway in his debut season. 10 Cian Staniford still out there in the lead. 41 Nicole Astle-Burt. Basically a bit of competition from 26 Shannon Moore. That's 825 Cian Piers just being frustrated, but what a move on the inside there. He spotted the space, he made the move, and that was a brilliant manoeuvre from 825 Cian Piers to go into second, and he's not too far from number 10, Cian Staniford. He'll know he has to hold his line well, because he knows that 825 Cian Piers, if you give him an inch, he'll make you pay and seize on any error, any stray line. But 10 Staniford is still in the lead, ahead of 825 Cian Piers. Are we in for a repeat performance in that regard? 58 Rio Osborne is in third. Then it's 41 Nicole Astle-Burt, followed by 26 Shannon Moore. There are 2 laps left, and number 10 Cian Staniford is currently on course to make it 2 wins from 2 races. But unlike the last race, this is far from a formality. 825 Kian Pearce is hunting him down every step of the way. And he looks to be drifting wide there to try and take... And number 10, Kian Staniford, will be able to feel 825 Kian Pearce breathing down his neck as they go around the final corner. Can Staniford hold on to make it 2 wins from 2? Yeah. Checkered flags waving, and 825 Kian Staniford takes it ahead of 8. Well, number 10 Kian Staniford takes it ahead of 825 Kian Pearce. It is another 1-2 for the Kians. Kian Staniford taking the plaudits for the second. He'll be thrilled, but he's managed to hold on there. A performance beyond his years, but a second checkered flag of the afternoon. And he'll go round for his lap of honour now. And he's on a hat-trick. But give it up for your race winner for the second time today, number 10, Kian Staniford. Confirmation of your race winner, number 10, Kian Staniford. Up next, the winner of the opening race was 101, Mike Savino, snatching it late from 357, Jamie Turnbull. Also out there, 53, Josh French. He's making his return to Onchan Raceway this afternoon. I'm told 337 is safety Steve Luton. Accidental fake news. I do apologise, can't get the staff. We also have 538, which is Ian Neal, and number 12, Tom Hadley. We're racing again in the production rods. No Mike Crane today. Mike Crane actually suffered a nasty injury after a collision last week, which has put him out of action for the rest of the season. But he would like to thank the Hog Recovery team, everyone at St. John Ambulance, and the marshals for their hard work in ensuring that he got all the medical assistance he needed. But it means there is no Mike Crane today. And Jamie Turnbull is in the lead in the early parts of this contest, but 101 Mike Savino is so quick around this track. And he's caught up with 357 Jamie Turnbull. Looks like he means business this afternoon, does Big Sav. And he's determined not to leave it as late as he did in the last race. And look at him just trying to go around the inside and does. He's bullying 357 Jamie Turnbull. Pretty much just barged him out of the way there, forced him to go wide. And 101 Mike Savino seamlessly moves into the lead, and few would bet against him seeing this job through, even though we are very early on in this race. And in the box seat, followed by 357 Jamie Turnbull, and in turn 337 Steve Luton. Steve Luton making a charge there, going around turn 3, following that through into turn 4. and persistence. Is it going to pay off? He has indeed successfully made the overtakers ahead by a nose, but I think he'll have the power as he heads onto this back straight. But 357 Jamie Turnbull recovering well, responding well to being overtaken and pushed back into third place. 101 Savino still leads ahead of 337, which is now Steve Luton in second place. 357 Jamie Turnbull in third. Quite a way back, 53 Josh French is in fourth, but it will be between these three drivers. Probably just the one man on everyone's lips, and that will be 101 Mike Savino, because he is just extending that lead. Well, he's on red hot form today, Mike Savino. He got the first win in the production rods this afternoon, and it's going to take something miraculous if he's not to get his hands on a second checkered flag. Well, once he got the lead, he never looked back, did he? The checkered flag is waving for the winner, Mike Savino, the second time he's got a win this afternoon. 337 Steve Luton is in second, with Jamie Turnbull in car 357 in third. Two from two. He goes round for his victory lap. Let's hear it for your race winner, the 101 Big Sav, Mike Savino. Confirmation, your race winner, number 101, Mike Savino. Well, it is a sort of state meeting in the bangers, the first one of three this afternoon. A brilliant start it was for number 16, Gary Krellin. Three cars who were out for the first race before it was restarted have not made it back out there onto the track for the second race this afternoon, and a great start that is from 24 Lee Jordan, easing past 23 Gemma Moore on the inside. Problems for 7 to 8. Tom Westbrook with a tyre flying off there. I didn't quite see how that happened, but it's from 7 to 8 Tom Westbrook's car, and it flung across the approach to turn 4 there, and the yellow flag's waving. A repeat performance, it seems, in terms of how the action's gone. There was a complete restart the last time these cars were out there, and the race has been so 2 bangers races, 2 complete restarts. Jordan make a similar start to what he did before we got the red flag. It looks like he will. Well, exciting energy and pace there from 24 Lee Jordan from the get-go, and he has indeed moved into pole position very, very early on. Can 23 Gemma Moore respond? They passed the main. He's got problems, number 16, Gary Krellin. Out there, suffered pretty much a complete loss of power. And a bit of contact there, I think, between number 77 Robert Hooper and the back end of 23 Gemma. It hasn't done too much damage though. 23 Gemma Moore recovering strongly. Losing and she still has a chance of catching up with 77 Robert Hooper, moving in to second place behind 24 Lee Jordan. Number 16 Gary Krellin, not quite sure what is going on with his car. He seems to have regained a bit of power, which is positive. Well, 24 Lee Jordan sitting comfortably in the box seat. I hear the roar of number 77 Robert Hooper's engine. Handbrake on as he goes round the first turn now. They will pass number 16 Gary Krellin again. He is still... For second place, 24 Lee Jordan seems firmly in control. It doesn't look like he'll be breaking sweat with 3 laps to go. He is very much with the screech of the tyres as they head round turn 1 again, and 77 Robert Hooper knows that 23 Gemma Moore is within touching distance of him. He'll be determined not to let this second place finish slip with 2 remaining. It is Lee Jordan in car 24 ahead of 77 Robert Hooper, with 20 Gemma Moore in third place. Gary Krellin is still involved. He's in fourth, car number 16, although he is behind 24 Lee Jordan. He's not actually in second place. As Hooper passes on the inside, number 16, Gary Krellin once again. Well, there's no doubting who the winner of this race was going to be right from the outset. 24 Lee Jordan moved into an early lead, and there was never any threat of him missing out on the checkered flag. It's a victory for Jordan. 77 Robert Hooper hangs on to second, with 23 Gemma Moore in third place. Well, he didn't seem trouble for one moment, did he? Didn't really have to break sweat. He is your race winner for the first time this afternoon. Give it up for number 24, Lee Jordan. Been 2 from 2 for him so far. He's on a hat-trick is number 10, Kian Staniford in the junior odds. Standing in his way of that hat-trick, 58 Rio Osborne, 41 Nicole Astle-Burt, 26 Shannon Moore, and 825, a man who's come second in both races so far this afternoon, Kian Pearce. The last race, a lot tighter than the first. And it was a brilliant drive in the end from Kian Staniford, because he'll know as well as anyone how capable 825 Kian Pearce has proved to be throughout this season. Well, today he'll want to get that hat-trick at the first attempt. And we are racing again for the third time this afternoon in the junior rods. These drivers no older than 16. It's the first time this car here at Onchan Raceway in 2020. And they proved to be thoroughly entertaining. And there is a bit of a collision there for 58 Rio Osborne involved. A bit of drama there with 825 Kian Pearce. The yellow was just as they were going around turn one there. Kian Pearce collided. Moments away from a complete restart in the junior rods then. A reminder of who is out there. From back to front, we've got 26, Shannon Moore, 825, Kian Pearce, 41, Nicole Astelbert, 58 is Rio Osborne, and a two-time winner already this afternoon, going for his third. Ian Staniford. And the green flag waving. The race officially restarted then. And a fine start there from Kian Pearce as he instantly overtakes 41 Nicole Astelbert. Flying down that back straight. 58 Rio Osborne. Really with number 10 Kian Staniford. Too much distance between the two cars. And number 10 Staniford will be wanting to just exert his authority on this race and get away from the chasing pack, which is spearheaded at the moment by 58 Rio Osborne. And it was involved in a minor collision with 58 Rio Osborne, which forced a complete restart of the junior rods. And 58 Osborne just proving a bit of a tricky customer for 825 Pearce to deal with. That's 41 Astelbert and 26 Shannon Moore past the main stand and head on to their next lap. 825 Kian Pearce just trying to find some space to go around the inside of 58 Rio Osborne. It's space which isn't there at the moment. He does eventually drift wide, and that has opened the door for 825 Kian Pearce to move into second place and have a clear shot here at number 10 Kian Staniford, who is chasing a hat-trick of wins. Well, the races seem to have been getting tighter and tighter in this class. Staniford won't want it to get much tighter than it did last time out. 825 Kian Pearce, he'll have other plans in his head. He's been a winner so often in 2020. Today, so far, hasn't been his day. And Staniford will know that there's not much in it as he heads on to his final lap. There is plenty at stake. Number 10, Staniford wants his hat-trick. 825 Kian Pearce wants his first win of the afternoon. It is a two-horse race. It is going to be a grandstand finish as we head round the final two corners. Number 10, Kian Staniford going for the hat-trick. Will he get it at the first attempt? Yes, he will. 825 Kian Pearce. There's 3 second-place finishes for him in succession. Ultra competitive. He doesn't like settling for second. He prefers being at the top of the podium. Then Kian Staniford has been absolutely sensational. He protects that 100% record. As he goes round for the third time today, a lap of honour. Give it up for your race winner, number 10, Kian Staniford. Confirmation, your race winner number 10, Kian Staniford, is Ian Neal. 337, safety Steve Luton. Number 53, it's the return of Josh French. 357, it's Jamie Turnbull. And 101, also going for a hat-trick, trying to follow in the footsteps of Kian Staniford, is Mike Savino. And he has been absolutely superb this afternoon, and we're very much looking to continue that into this next race as we wait for the green flag and it duly drops. We're racing for the third time in the production rods. 357. Jamie Turnbull just got a bit wide as he started that race. Brilliant stuff from Savino early on to go past 53, Josh French. 337, Steve Luton, the next man to go onto that back straight, advancing down there, trying to catch up with the sky blue of Josh French. And French just lacked a bit of power in that opening race, maybe just familiarising himself with the course once again. After a long spell without racing here at Onchan Raceway, but he is back. Well, Savino, he's the man that I'm pretty sure everybody will be just watching to see how he does in this race as he chases that hat-trick. 357, Jamie Turnbull has started the races quite well. He's got a second place and a third place to his name. Can he go one better and get the win that he so desperately craves? And look at that for a superb overtake. But he made the decision on the approach to turn 3, and he executed it with precision to move into the lead. And 101, Savino is top of the tree once again. And it didn't take him long. 357, Jamie Turnbull drops back into second place then with 53, Josh French, who is still in third place. We'll be pretty pleased with that as it stands, with safety Steve Luton, the man in fourth. But at the moment, he's not posing too much of a threat. Will that change as they head onto the back straight? 53 French building up ahead of speed there. And he's got a decent line, has 53 French. Goes round turn 4, passing the main stand once again. 101 Savino, though, way out ahead. He can't afford to relax, though, knowing that 357 Turnbull has proven he's more than capable of delivering results here at Onchan Raceway. A second and a third, 2 podiums. Not quite a race winner this afternoon, 357 Jamie Turnbull, and it doesn't look like he's going to get anywhere near 101 Mike Savino, who has been absolutely 337, Steve Luton, now on a threat from 538, Ian Neal, and 53, Josh French is hot. No question who will pick up the checkered flag. It will be a hat-trick. He's been in red-hot form. It's sublime. It's sensational. He's going to do all he delivers on that front. 53 French settling for third. But all left trailing in the wake of 101. Big Sav, Mike Savino, for the third time today. He's a winner. He got 2 wins last week and got a first place overall by virtue of the result in the final race, where he got a win ahead of 22 Nick Ford. It meant they were level on points, but as he won the final pile, and he's odds on to do that again today as he goes round for his victory lap. Put your hands together for your Confirmation, your race winner, number 101, Mike Savino. Tom Westbrook, also out there, 24, Lee Jordan, 77, Robert Hooper, 23, Gemma Moore, 16, Gary Krellin, and number 18, Grant Krellin. And well, this has just been 4 drivers involved in the previous 2 races in the bangers. A much stronger field this time around, as swerving his way around. Then 4 early on, 666 Nick Hollister. And he does clear into that outer fencing. 7 to 8, Tom Westbrook moves ahead of 23, Gemma Moore. He's now hunting down 77, Robert Hooper. 16, Gary Krellin seems to still be having a few issues. Still doesn't look like he's firing all cylinders. At 77, Robert Hooper. 666, Nick Hollister. And 77, Hooper takes a punt from 7 to 8, Tom Westbrook. And there's a pile up here on the back straight. And finally swerving round is 77, Robert Hooper. And on its roof is off the track by the marshals. It is a complete restart. That stronger field we had has been severely depleted after a number of cars involved in a series of collisions, which culminated in 7 to 8, Tom Westbrook flipping his car. Unharmed though, he's out and safe. That's the important thing, but it means we're down to just 3 cars in this third bangers race of the afternoon. 23 is Gemma Moore, 24 is Lee Jordan, and 16 is Gary Krellin. 2 of those drivers have already picked up a win this afternoon. So 23, Gemma Moore looking to join both 16 and Gary Krellin. Now Gary Krellin is still involved in the action, but there's definitely something wrong with his car because he's not been right since race 1, which he won. 24, Lee Jordan next to screech past us here in the main stand, but 23, Gemma Moore currently in the lead ahead of 24, Lee Jordan. These 3 cars, the only survivors of that mass collision which forced the complete restart. 24, Lee Jordan also seems to have problems. Everything is pointing to a 23 Gemma Moore victory. But in banger racing, you never know what's round the corner. Is there to be a surprise in store for us as 23 Gemma Moore approaches 24 Lee Jordan? And we'll pass him and take him on the inside going around turn 1. And it's a bit of a relaxed race, this one, for 23 Gemma Moore, with not many other cars out there on the track. The 2 cars that are out there clearly have problems. A couple of laps to go, and she will be adding her name to the list of winners this afternoon. And it would mean that all 3 drivers who are currently out there on the track will have picked up wins this afternoon. It's very rare that that happens. At the start of this race, all drivers with points were on the same number of points on 9. That will have changed in this race as Gemma Moore takes the checkered flag. We've known that outcome for quite some time. With just a field of 3, and 2 other cars having problems, the odds were always stacked in Gemma Moore's favour. She won't mind though, she's got a win, she'll be thrilled with that. And after initial early drama forcing a complete restart, a much more tame affair when the action did get going again. But picking up the checkered flag and going round for her lap of honour. Show your appreciation for your race winner, number 23, Gemma Moore. Confirmation, your race winner, number 23, Gemma Moore. Once again, the youngsters are back out on the track. It's been a meeting to remember for number 10, Kian Staniford. Will he finish strongly and get 4 wins from 4? 825 Kian Pearce has come close a few times to snatching a victory from number 10, Kian Staniford. But his efforts have proved fruitless, so will be eager to take home a 100% record. And he's been driving with purpose so far this afternoon. One final time. Today, the junior odds are in action, the green flag waving. Also out there, 58, Ria Osborne, number 26, Shannon Moore, and 41, Nicole Astle-Burt. It's a slow start from 41, Astle-Burt. It's just drifting behind the other cars out there on the track. A bright start from 10, Kian Staniford. 58, Ria Osborne is in second, with Pearce in third, trying to make a move to go around the outside of 58, Ria Osborne there, but his efforts thwarted. He'll have to wait for another opening. And what he's been doing is been putting the pressure onto 58, Ria Osborne, in the hope that he drifts wide, and it has worked. It's been a strategy which has been effective for him. But he's trying to go around the outside this time. And he successfully makes the overtake to move into second place. Staniford still in the lead, now ahead of Kian Pearce, with 58 Ria Osborne dropping back into third, and now facing competition from 26 Shannon Moore. And there's not too much in it between second, third and fourth. There is a bit of a gap between 10 Staniford and 825 Pearce. Pearce will be wanting to close that as quickly as he can to give himself as much time and as big a chance as possible of becoming a race winner this afternoon. Will 10 Kian Staniford be riding the crest of a wave after getting his hat-trick? If he can stay in pole position for the next 2 laps, he'll make it 4 wins from 4. A perfect day at Onchan Raceway for Kian Staniford. That's if he can hold on to that lead, because it's nip and tuck now. 825 Kian Pearce has caught up with Staniford. We are on for a grandstand finish. Well, 10 Staniford, very much the man of the meeting, but 825 Kian Pearce desperate to finish strongly, and he has drifted wide. 10 Kian Staniford, he lost control of his car, and 825 Kian Pearce. Kian Staniford. Well, it's allowed 58 Ria Osborne to cross the line first. There is concern for the well-being of the
That's it, mate. I don't think there's any bangers. Disappointed.
To the meeting trophy presentations for this afternoon's meeting, sponsored by Jack's Bar and Smokehouse. Trophies to be presented by the birthday girl on Wednesday, Jojo. Starting with the Window Wizard Junior Production Rods in third place overall today, number 58, Rio Osborne. In second place today, number 825, Kian Piers. But with a record of 3 wins from his 4 races, your overall winner in the Window Wizard Junior Production Rods, number 10, Kian Staniford. Moving on to the Swift Motors Production Rods, the first of 3 meetings to determine this year's Sword of State. In third place overall, number 337, Safety Steve Uten. In second place, number 357, Jamie Turnbull. But your overall winner for the second week in succession with a 100% record this afternoon, your overall winner, number 101, Mike Savino. This afternoon in third place overall, number 16, Gary Krellin. In second with 1 win from 3 races, number 24, Lee Jordan. But finishing strongly and topping the podium in the bangers this afternoon, give it up for number 23, Gemma Moore.